If New England doesn't win today, Nate, it's going to be over. The race is over. The Bills would have a 4-game lead on New England, and they'd already be 3-0 in the division, with the Dolphins and the Jets, of course, looking like they're not going to challenge anybody. So we could be talking about another season where the Bills are clinched by Thanksgiving, by early December. So, if you want a race, which I'm not so sure how many Bills fans would want that, New England has a chance to kind of make it a race this time around. It's a little bit to me like last year's Bills-Chiefs game, where the Bills had to win that game for the 1-seed race to stay alive.
Yeah.
And New England's – that was no guarantee they were going to still catch them, but it was a race to make it a race. And that's what today is for the Patriots. If they can win, they can at least entertain the idea that this might be something to watch down the stretch, because if they don't, I think the division's over.
Yeah, I even think probably with a win in this game for the Patriots, the division's still probably over either way. I just think with the Bills' schedule outlook, if they stay healthy. Listen, the Patriots also have a very similarly easy schedule. It's not like they have a significantly harder schedule than what the Bills have remaining for the rest of this year. But, yeah, listen, I would agree. Pesky is probably the right word for this Patriots team. I think they probably are still a year-ish away from being good, but I think that they could easily, if you told me right now they are a 9 or 10 win football team by the time this season ends and they're a wild card team, it wouldn't be that difficult to believe.
Yeah, it also might be the difference between them making the playoffs and not. A game like today, are they going to win 9 or are they going to win 10? Are they going to win 8 or are they going to win 9? And a win over this Bills team, it would do some things for them. It would also maybe change the conversation on the Bills, because whatever, they might appear a little bit more vulnerable. We'll get lots into this matchup. 803-0550 is our phone number, 1-888-550-2550. Wherever you are, give us a ring. We got people out here hanging out. I like the white out. A lot of people are wearing white. 308. No stains yet. I'm good. I wore a white polo shirt.
Yeah.
No stains yet. I said goodbye to my kids, and then I put my shirt on.
Smart.
Because, you can't be around kids if you're going to have a white shirt. I have a backup white shirt in case I spilled something on the drive here.
Did you do a smart thing, like no barbecue today at the tailgate?
Nothing.
Okay.
I got my white Stevie Johnson throwback jersey for going in there.
No dips.
With the tailgate, all bets are off.
Yeah.
It's just you're gonna walk into, bump into somebody and get some ketchup or mustard on yourself. So everybody be good out there. Good luck staying stain-free. And as you're debuting all these new Bills uniforms, I'm really excited to see what they all look like as a collective on the field.
Agreed.
Because a jersey by itself, it looks like a jersey, but put 11 guys out there, we'll see. And the shiny helmets, I'm excited for it. So I think they got a bit of a vibe here. I think the players are vibing them as well. And it's another reason they have to win, because if they lose, people will say they're cursed. And I don't want to go through that. So win in these white jerseys, beat the Patriots. We'll talk about some things that are specific to the matchup that could make a difference. Drake May on third down, the Bills on third down defensively. That's an advantage New England. The Bills running the ball, the Patriots run defense. The Bills run defense, how the Patriots think they might be able to run today. It's all coming up. So we'll get your calls in, and we'll just kind of roll here on Buffalo Bills Game Day and talk to Sal Capaccio in a little bit as well. To Long Island to open things up. Pat in Long Island, good afternoon. You're on Buffalo Bills Game Day.
Hey, brothers. I appreciate you taking my call. I listen to you guys constantly on Odyssey. Obviously, I'm down here on Long Island. I am a lifelong Bills fan. I'm 52 years old. Jumped on the bandwagon when I was a kid, and my uncle and my dad brought me to a Jets game, and they said, "What hat do you want?" I go, "I want the Bills hat, red, white, and blue, baby." It's stuck ever since, pre-Jim Kelly days. Got them tattooed on the body when I was 18 years old. Go Bills. Go New York. New York's only team, right?
That's right.
So let's go Yankees also. A little controversy with
debatable. If you want to get
Lost me there.
If you want to get in that controversy, I'm ready for that controversy.
Lost me there.
Let's go Yankees. Let's go Bills. It's a big Sunday in my house. I'm cooking the sauce. I got the pasta going. I got the Buffalo Bills Manos wine bottles going here. Let's go, baby. It's a big day. All right. Now I'm looking forward to seeing the boys in the rivalry's uniforms today as well.
All right. Thanks, Pat. Enjoy the game.
Let's go, boys.
Now, he addressed the big controversy. The Bills wished luck to the Blue Jays, not the Yankees.
Yeah, that's right.
And
Rightfully so.
And some thought, as New York's football team, shouldn't you endorse New York's baseball team? To which I would say, no.
I think there's some controversy there because the Mets do exist.
True.
So I think you just eliminate controversy. You go with the closest team.
There's also,
Are they the closest?
Listen, you've got Vince Carter and Tracy McGrady that are minority owners here now. of the Bills, the relationship, the Bisons are the farm team. There's a relationship there. Of course, now that this big, giant stadium is being built across the street, maybe we can, bury the hatchet on the fears of Toronto taking the team. For a while, there was that. Don't root for any Toronto teams because Toronto might want to take your football team. Well, that's not going to happen. So, you're freed up to root for the Blue Jays if you want to. So I'll be doing that. I have a nice affinity for the Blue Jays. I can't go full-on fan, even though there have been times I have been. So, go Jays. Go Bills, go Jays. Playoff baseball underway. 803-0550. Thanks, Pat. 1-888-550-2550.
That's probably going to be a controversial take out here today, though. I'm not going to lie to you.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
That might be a controversial take.
Here's something for you. The Bills have some practice squad elevations today.
Yes, they do.
And
a signing.
And a signing.
Yes.
Jimmy Charlo signed to the 53.
Yes, he is on the active roster.
And Dorian Strong to IR with a neck injury. So these are some depth moves. Not everybody in every tailgate lot knows who Dorian Strong is. Like, Bills fans are pretty smart, but he's filled in for Tre'Davious White. He's a rookie, 6th-round pick. He's been pretty good for them, right? 6th or 5th? I always mix up where he went.
I believe he was the 6th.
Okay, where's Jordan Hancock? He was the 5th, 4th.
Yeah.
Whatever. He's a draft pick.
Yeah.
They had a bunch of 5ths. Anyway, do they need to make a trade for a corner?
I don't know if they have to make a trade. They got to do something.
They might have to make a trade for a corner. And the other thing I want to say is, with the other elevation to defensive tackle, which we'll get into here as well. Let me pull up the exact list of moves here the Bills have made. So they elevate Zion Logue and Fedarian Mathis on the defensive tackle. Maybe this is we'll see what happens with Ed Oliver. But the Bills' injuries on defense and the number of issues that have popped up on defense are really going to test my own promise, which is I promise not to think too much of what this defense is until week 10.
Okay.
They're missing so many pieces. And now Dorian Strong looked like a nice piece of depth that would be there to fill in for Tre'Davious White, and they were swapping series.
Yeah.
So take that for what it's worth. They're getting the young guy reps. If he ends up being better than Tre'Davious White, now he's your corner too. And now he's on IR with a neck injury that's been, I guess, lingering, and it's been an issue for a while. So now I'm at Benford, Trey White, and then who? Because Max Hairston's on IR still. Yeah. He wasn't moved off IR. Dorian Strong's on IR. I mean,
Jamarcus Ingram.
I actually like Jamarcus Ingram as a player.
I do too.
But from a depth standpoint at corner, you are really testing it.
Are you not basically right back to where you were last year with the concerns in the defensive back room? I mean, obviously, I won't speak for everybody, but I've been very happy with what you've gotten from Cole Bishop through 4 weeks. I would say maybe your most pleasant surprise defensively is how good he looked really from week 1, not knowing what you were going to get because of the injuries that he had during training camp and preseason and not really getting to see a lot of that. Listen, Trey, I think Trey's going to be Trey. He's not a squeaky wheel, but I wouldn't really call him the strength of this defensive backfield either. And I just think every time he's in for a tackle, every time the ball goes toward, it's like I'm holding my breath, just hoping, please get up, get to the next play. Last week there was some rumors. I saw a tweet from Adam Schefter that the Seahawks were potentially shopping Tariq Woolen, their former All-Pro, Pro Bowl. I mean,
he's very
good. But he's sort of fallen out of favor there in Seattle. Stephon Gilmore is available in a free agent. I think the Bills, and this was my, I think, thought process, Jeremy, going into last week, which was, and I don't think even the injury to Dorian Strong to me doesn't change my mindset too much on this, is I think you have to shut down Max Hairston. I don't know what the value is of putting a first-round corner on the field in a situation where he's had no real training camp preparation. And what's he going to be? He's going to be here week 7, week 8, and then you're going to try to get him in on some spot duty, and then immediately he's being put into, I think, big football games. So I think for me, that would be my plan. I would not count on your first-round pick, Maxwell Hairston, playing meaningful snaps for you this year. So then what's the point? To me, redshirt him the year, keep the roster spot, and bring in a veteran you feel like you can trust. I think the Bills probably felt good going into training camp about what their corner room had, that there was competition at the top between their first-round pick and Tre'Davious White. Obviously, the injury you can't really prepare for. Then you felt good about Dorian Strong. It's like, hey, if Trey goes down, I think you feel okay with your rookie 6th-round pick going in and playing meaningful snaps. Now he's hurt. And I think that they like Jamarcus Ingram. I think he was fine when he played last year.
Good physical corner. He impresses at camp every year.
I don't know that if you have an injury to Tre'Davious White, knock on wood, is he your guy? He's your guy this year. Then he's your guy the rest of the way.
Yeah.
And then what? So, I mean, I've got concerns about their depth at corner right now.
We could talk about concerns of depth at corner. We could also talk about what's going on at defensive tackle, which is, I don't know if T.J. Sanders gets a healthy scratch at some point here or what happens with him and Deion Walker. Walker's flashed, and there's been some good things from him. Sanders maybe less so. I guess the practice squad since COVID has been different. The practice squad and the number of elevations, it is an extension of your roster. I mean, it really is.
Yeah.
And it wasn't always that way. So here they are elevating Zion Logue again, which, his number, they're going to run out of elevations for him pretty soon. And I don't know if Jordan Phillips, can they make it through 17 games continually elevating these guys? They're going to run out of elevations.
They're going to get Ogunjobi back, which I think is important.
That's right. Ogunjobi comes back after week 6. Ogunjobi, we'll see how that goes too, right? He's a free agent. They signed for about $6 million a year, and just to jump in there, I think he was kind of like a middle of the road, lower end maybe vet signing.
Yeah.
Prior to the draft, let's see what things go in the draft. In the draft, they nabbed 2 defensive tackles, of course, Sanders and Walker. And for Walker, it's going well. For Sanders, it's still wait and see. I just think there's still so much to be juggled on that side of the ball that it's so much a work in progress.
Yeah.
You're going to have a game today where Drake May's good on third down, and Drake May's got a good success rate, and Ramondre Stevenson might be able to run on them. And if the game's over and you're sitting here saying, man, I'm mad at the Bills' defense, I got to say, I don't know where the Bills' defense is. Half of it's on the field, half of it's in the press box, half of it's on IR. It's a little bit like what the Ravens are dealing with today. The Ravens are getting hammered by the Texans.
Yes.
Why? Because the Ravens aren't actually playing. They're all hurt. Players, of course, matter. Sure, you root for Laundry, but if you lose your entire defense and everybody that goes in is the backup, what's different than the preseason?
Yeah.
When I put all backups in the preseason and they give up 4 touchdowns, we all immediately say, well, that wasn't the starters. And for the Bills, it's almost like you're watching half a preseason team play out there, play so many reps.
It's tough, but I also think I don't know how, surprised I am, because the guys that right now that are injured, other than Ed Oliver, to me, this is who Matt Milano's been for the better part of now 3 seasons now.
Injured.
And they are still relying on him to be a big piece to this defense. It's hard to rely on him right now to stay healthy and be out there. So I just think from an availability perspective, I don't know what else you could have really expected. Dorian Williams hasn't looked that good when he's been in. And that to me is a little bit of a surprise. I think we all thought this was going to be the year we'd see some more base defense, some 4-3. He'd be the third linebacker. And if he had a play in place of Matt Milano, you felt fine about Dorian Williams. He's been a little disappointing to me. He's injured. He's going to be out of the lineup. He's not playing today. To be honest, he's been outplayed by Shaq Thompson, who's going to have, I think, and be relied upon today as the starter, next to Terrell Bernard. So, and I don't know where you're going to be with Trey, but Trey's injury prone at this point of his career. So they were relying, Jeremy, on some guys that have had availability questions.
803-0550, our phone number, 1-888-550-2550. Talking a little defense, a little trade deadline stuff as well. There's a report about the Saints, that the Saints might be getting offers and calls about veteran players. And last night on Twitter and maybe out there in NFL circles or your group chat, you saw this and thought, a couple names on the Saints you might be interested in. Not Curtis Granderson. Who's the Granderson?
Josh's teammate from college, I don't know his first
Former
name.
Yankee Curtis Granderson.
He had a good game against the Bills last week.
Yes. Sorry, I do this where I'm going to mix my names and someone's going to text me.
I say Spencer Hawes every week.
Yes.
Once a week.
Is there a Spencer Hawes? Or
he was an NBA player.
Carl Granderson.
Thank
you. Not Curtis Granderson. Carl Granderson, defensive end.
That far off.
Saints. No, that's right. That could be a name. A lot of people immediately suggested Rashid Shaheed.
Yeah.
Chris Olave.
I mean, you get me Shaheed. I'm interested in that. I'm also interested in Justin Reed, maybe a safety.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yes.
But they're 4-0.
How about this?
But they're 4-0, a chance to go to 5-0 and put their foot on the throat of the AFC East.
I think I'm not necessarily sure I'm interested in anyone on the Saints roster, but I swear to God,
I swear
this is gonna be good.
To
God,
if
If the Chiefs get Alvin Kamara, just don't let it happen.
Okay.
That they need a David Stern-like league-level veto to not allow Alvin Kamara to the Kansas City Chiefs. There would be nothing to me worse than giving them a bailout halfway through the season and giving them a legitimate running back. Because that backfield is disaster.
It's not good.
It's a tire fire.
It's not very
it's
good.
Terrible.
803-0550. We can get into the Bills backfield, which is a one-man show to a larger degree, or a two-man show. Ray Davis, we'll see if he gets on the field. The Giants falling apart here. All right, well. John in Rochester. Hey, John.
Costing me money.
Hey,
John.
guys, I'm pumped up. I wonder what the odds are for us to go undefeated this year. But, I just heard that the Colts field goal kicker is out for the game, and they're running 2-point conversions because they don't have a kicker. So I'm wondering, we bring Tyler Bass back. Can we get something for Matt Prater? What are your thoughts?
My guess is the Bills will have to release him, and he would just sign somewhere. That would be my guess. Unless the Bills are going to roster a pair of kickers and try and to cut somebody else, right? Like Tyler Bass comes off IR once that time comes. Okay, he's activated. He has 3 weeks to practice before they activate him to the active roster. Once they do that, someone has to come off the roster. The only way you're trading Matt Prater anywhere is if someone else on your roster gets cut.
Yep.
So you have to balance, all right, I'm going to cut Javon Solomon so I can trade Matt Prater for what? Or am I just going to cut Matt Prater, and if the Colts sign him, best of luck, buddy, if that's the case. So I don't know. I'm not sure if the injury to the Colts kicker is a long-term one, but the Colts, meanwhile, they are possibly legitimately good. And I want to give you a name. This might be the kind of name that helps you respect them a little bit more because it's a name Bills fans have lived with a little bit.
Okay.
Lou Anarumo is there.
He is.
Former Bengals mastermind defensive coordinator who occasionally had some good answers for the Bills offensively, right? Held them to 10 in a playoff game. Held them to 18 in a game in Cincinnati. Lou Anarumo held the Chiefs scoreless in a half in an AFC Championship game. Or maybe down to. He got fired by the Bengals, who are still bad.
Still bad.
And he's in Indianapolis. And all of a sudden, here are the Colts. They lost last week to the Rams in a game that they easily could have won. And they're on their way to 4-1, and they are dominating teams.
Yes. Yes, they are.
And I don't know that dominating the Raiders is any sort of, you don't have to have a parade for them, but their offense looks really good.
Strong run game.
And their defense has been very good.
They've put a lot of draft capital into their defensive line. They've got a good offensive line. Tyler Warren's a stud. They've got, I think, really good pass catchers. I mean, Alec Pierce is their number 4 receiver. He's one of the best deep threats in football. And then on the other side, I mean, the Colts are a formidable team. I think they're going to run away with that division eventually.
Maybe. We'll see what happens Monday night. Chiefs and Jaguars on Monday night, which is big too.
Are you buying any stock in the Jags or what?
No,
Me either.
Not yet.
Not a dime worth.
Not yet. I am, however, reinvesting all of my emotional coins into the Chiefs.
Okay.
You put up 4 touchdowns against the Ravens. I mean, the Bills did that too, but I think the Bills are good.